What's up, guys? It's Dingus back with a video. I would say another video, but this is my first video, so bear with me if it's, not that good quality. This is probably my fourth or fifth take. But it'll be on my new old stock M17A1 field protective mask. I'm not going to get much into the history or anything of this mask. I don't know much about it other than basically they started production and were adopted in 1966 when the Army wanted a mask to replace the ABC M17, which did not have a drinking tube or resuscitation system. And they didn't really see that much use until probably the early to mid 70s when the ABC M17 was completely phased out. So even though this one technically could be accurate for Vietnam, it's not all that accurate because the ABC M17 was used a lot more. So I'll go ahead and get into the carrier before I get into the mask and then the box it came with and some other accessories or parts I have for it. So I'll scoot the mask, I'll scoot the box aside, we'll get into the M15A1 carrier. See, it's pretty basic. It's just your standard M15A carrier. It's got US Mask Protective Field M17M RBR. I think that's the manufacturer. This back pocket here, I've got the waterproofing bag. It says Vietnam era because it's got the little metal tab thing here. So waterproofing bag. I've got the original outserts that came with this mask. I don't have them on there because the rubber on them. I'll take them out. It's not in the best shape in the world. I want to keep them preserved. Plus, they're pretty yellowed. See the rubber right there? It's not in the best shape ever. So this is the bag for the outserts I have on it right now. They're like 90s dated. Let's see here. If I can get it all unfolded where it's been in there forever. Right there. Yeah, so the 9th month of 1991, so September 1991. And that's really it for this back pocket. You've got the bottom waist or thigh strap pouch. You got the waist or shoulder strap pouch, depending on how you use the carrier. Here's the inside of the carrier. I don't know if you can see it that well. In this back pocket, I've got the resuscitation tube, the M1 resuscitation tube. You don't see these very often. It's really, honestly, I don't think the resuscitation tube is that bad a design. However, if somebody is a down casualty and they don't have their mask on and they're to the point where they're unconscious and needing rescue breaths, they're probably already too far gone, especially if it was a sea burn environment. So there's that. We'll go ahead and we'll move on to the box here. I opened it upside down, but I got this for about $60 sometime about this time last year. Mask Protective Field M17A1 medium size, one each. This one was made by Mine Safety Appliances, MSA. Most all of these, every M17A1, M17A2 was made by MSA. Early ABC M17s were made by other companies like Firestone and DT. But MSA made the majority of these masks. You can see the cure date is 1969, and there's a January 1972 date. If you guys know what the difference between those dates is, please tell me. I know the mask is dated 1969, but I don't know if the 1962 is like the date that this protective mask was packaged or what. I'm not too sure, but there's that. I'll go into the box. I've got some accessories in here. I'll put the phone down for a second. I've got the original head harness that came with the mask. I've got a different head harness on it right now. I needed to get a new one because it is shot. And I've got the original vacuum sealed bag or pouch that the mask came in. And I've got the original filters, the M13 filters that were in it. So right here, I believe these are the M13A1 filter and elements. I just got them kind of packaged. This is the original C8R1 head harness that was on the mask. See, it's kind of faded right there, but it is a C8R1 harness. It's in pretty good shape. I just took it off. I wanted to preserve it. Here's the bag that the mask came on again. There's the January 1972 date and the April 1969 cure date. I don't know what the difference between those dates is, so please, if you do know, please tell me. And then right here, this will be a relatively short video. Here's the mask. We'll move on to some of its features. It's got, the drinking tube. This was carried on in the M17A2, but where the resuscitation tube was removed. So here's the drinking tube, just the M1 M1 drinking tube with drinking tube coupling. There's the drinking tube and resuscitation tube lever. I forget which way is which, so here's the date on the XL valve cover. It's made by Mayan Safety Appliances, 1969. It's got an M6A2 CBR hood on it. It is the later one with the leather slider. So we've got some standard outserts on here. These are the ones that are from 1990, September of 1990. Got the voice emitter, really good voice emitter. I'll flip this cover up, and there is the XL valve. It appears, I don't see a date on it actually, but yeah, it's the XL valve. This mask is in great condition. Of course, I got it new old stock, so put that all the way down in a minute. This has got to be a quick review. I don't have much time. So, let's see here. Move on to the inside of the mask. Let me flip the hood inside out, and I'll show you the date on, or the stamp on the hood, rather. This hood does have the back loop intact. There are some that have them cut off, and others where it was just never there, never attached. Right, right here's the lot number on the mask. It's the manufacturing stamp right there. Sorry if the lighting's pretty bad. Let's see, there you go. 1969 by MSA. This head harness is, I mean, it is shot. I've got to get a new head harness for this thing. But I'll flip the head harness inside out and we'll look at the inside of the mask. And actually, before I do that, let me find the stamp on this M6A2 chemical hood. Right, there's the stamp. Hood Chemical Biological Mask M6A2. There is all the numbers. I don't know how to date this. I don't know where the date is on this. Put it down. I'll flip the head harness over the mask so you guys can see the inside of the mask. Like there's really going to be anybody watching this video. There's the inside of the mask. You got the really comfortable oral nasal cup. As you can see, right there is the resuscitation tube. There is the drinking tube. Inside of these pouches, these buttons, are the filtering elements on each side. The lenses, they are a little bit yellowed, as you can see, but I keep it relatively clean. It's blooming a little bit, so I do have to get some silicone spray and clean this mask up. But it's in overall really nice condition. So, I'll bring this resuscitation tube over and show you guys it a little bit one last time. And then I will get a shot of me wearing the mask. Right here's the M1 resuscitation tube. Here's the mouthpiece. This actually goes inside somebody's mouth. And this goes onto the mask right here. You'll lift this up. I'll try to do it one-handed. With the mask on, you would lift this valve. Oh my goodness, I apologize. The quality on this video is going to be awful. You lift it up and you kind of just trying to do this one-handed sucks. But you just push it on in there. I'll put the phone down real quick and put it in there. There we go. So, these sometimes there was a possibility if you did not put it in right that it would cause a leak in the mask. But from what I've heard from the testing, they were pretty satisfactory with this. The leaks, I don't think it was more of the fact that it wouldn't have been that effective as the other individual would be unmasked while you're giving them rescue breaths. So, I think it did have more to do with it just not being very effective because the other individual had to be unmasked. So they just kind of phased it out with the M17A2 that got rid of that too. So I'll put the mask on and I'll wear my M1 reproduction M1 helmet with a cover on it. The cover's got a lot of markings on it. I got it for 50 cents at a surplus store. So yeah, I'll pause the video and then I'll be back. Alright, so I've got the mask on here. Relatively easy to breathe through. It's pretty comfortable. I got my M1 steel pot. I typically wear the mask hood unzipped, and I don't use the drawstring just so I don't overheat. And it's a little bit more comfortable this way. Sorry, my finger's getting away there. But yeah, this is the mask. thanks for watching. Sorry the video quality's pretty bad, but it'll improve, hopefully. And, catch you on the next one.